Your shipping manager left to find themselves, leaving you lost. You need to hire.
Ain't connected. Oh, it's connected to some headphones or something. Oh, he's fine. He's fine.
I need Indeed.
Hello, hello, hello. Hope you can hear me okay. Good evening to everyone. Welcome to Creepin It Real and learning how to do your own credentialing, coding, and claims. I hope you can hear me okay. I'm using my phone audio, so it should be okay. This is me. I'm Dr. Sheila Renee Feld, nurse practitioner. You have to know I do not celebrate Halloween, but right here I was the bride of Chucky. So that's fun for some people. A little bit about me. Lot about me. I always put that I'm a Sunday school teacher, superintendent. That's why I'm so nice. I do teach nurse practitioner students with Walden University. I'm a family nurse practitioner. My love is primary care, adult, geriatric, diabetes. I do have my own practice. I've been around since 2014, Ranger Care. I do house calls, I do telehealth, and I'm actually the psychiatric provider with our Birmingham City Jail. So what is your why? Why are you interested in credentialing, medical billing, and coding? Have you had a bad experience? Are you new starting out? You just want to know how you can increase your revenue? So my reasoning was I actually signed up with the company. I will say their name, Athena, because they took $600 of my money, and I signed up with them to do my medical billing. And after I signed up, They said, okay, send us this, send us this, send us your fee schedule, send us your claim form, send us that. That's when I was like, okay, well, that's what I need help with. And if I can do that myself, why do I need you? So that was my experience. So I never didn't get my money back. That's fine, but I decided to do it on my own. And this is good. You find somewhere good where you can do. This is actually a good price, 3% billing, but it's nothing like doing it on your own. That's just a suspense of waiting on waiting on money to come in, waiting on what happened with certain claims. It's nothing like doing it on your own. So disclaimer, I have no professional training in billing. I taught myself. So I won't tell you things like a textbook will tell you, but I'll tell you what has worked for me. I will tell you like it is, if that's such a word, creeping it real. Like I said, I learned and taught myself, and if one person can do it, hey, somebody else can too. But I'm willing to help you, save you time and money. So what you need, period, point blank, you need your business name, you need an address, you need a telephone number, you need a fax number, you need your NPI, you need your tax ID, and you need a bank account. When you sign up day one, they want your bank account so they can do direct deposits right into your account. So that's pretty important. So where are you? You can put it in the chat or whatever. You already have your numbers, your EIN. You already have your NPI. You just want to get started with billing. That's actually all you need. You already have a name. Are you already credentialed with anybody? You know you can submit a claim without being credentialed with the insurance company. Literally, if you have your NPI, business name, you can submit a claim to an insurance company. You do not have to be on their network. Are you already signed up with the EMR? That makes it a little bit easier, or a clearinghouse. And have you submitted a claim before and just want to know? Okay. So you want to know how? Oh, I can help you. This is gonna be fun. Okay. So you say I'm not credentialed, so you got your numbers and stuff. Okay, good. Oh, it's gonna be fun. You're gonna learn a lot. So terms that you can learn. This is a lot. I got on here jurisdiction. A lot of this is dealing with Medicare. You got different parts of the country. I am southeast. I'm in Alabama, so I'm JJ. But know what jurisdiction that you are in. As we do professional claims. We're not institutional. We're healthcare providers, so we do professional. We are Part A. No, we're Part B. Part A is hospital. Learn about the claim form 1500. MAC is jurisdiction. My MAC, I guess it stands for Medicare A contractor. And mine is Palmetto. So I submit my claims to Palmetto. And that has to do with jurisdiction. Clearing houses are things like Office Ally, Validity. That's like a middleman, which they are kind of good, and some are free. Where you actually submit your claim to the clearinghouse, and they submit your claim to the insurance company. Or even you can go directly to that insurance company website and submit your claim. Medicare has its own software. I haven't used it yet, just because they ask for so much information. But Medicare actually has a website where you can submit your claim directly through Medicare. EOB, explanation of billing. EFT is like direct deposits. ERAs, telling you why something was denied or accepted. Remittance, It's just like the explanation of billing. Billing providers versus rendering providers. Usually I try to keep it the same just because it works. Like I said, it's been working, so I don't put one name and a different name because it might kick it out. So I usually try to keep those the same. NPPS is where you will go if you need your, that's for NPI. PICOs, PICOs is for Medicare. That's the credentialing for Medicare. Once you do it, I think you are good for life. And I left one off, CAQH. Once you get a CAQH and you put all of your information and all of your licenses and insurances, the insurance companies go through CAQH and they will pull all your information up. They're probably credentialing you without you even knowing it. So credentialing networks, like I said, you do not have to be credentialed to submit a claim. I don't accept Medicaid. It's just because I haven't had time to do it. I need to do it. But once you get in with Medicare, you are good with everybody else. Blue Cross is pretty simple. You got to think about your government plans with Medicare. All of these other plans fall under Medicare. Aetna, United Healthcare, Viva, HealthSprings, Cigna, all of those are under Medicare. Blue Cross is kind of private, same way like Bright Health would be private. Things like Cigna through an employer would be more private. United Mine Workers, that would be private. Then the HRSA was a big deal. That was for the uninsured. A lot of people made money with the uninsured and the HRSA. They cut off the money and said no more funds are available. But you know, COVID is not going anywhere, and they're going to open up that money. It says, so do you get paid if you aren't credentialed? So actually, a patient just told me last week, because I don't take Humana. And she said, I talked to my insurance company. They said, hey, if you submit your information, they will, she said, may actually pay you more. So you guys, I am not on Humana's panel. Humana has sent me checks, testimony. I'm not on their panel, and they have sent me checks. So I can give you tips and tricks of how to get it done. Here it goes. So true story. United Healthcare, I put in to be credentialed. They flat out told me, no, we don't do nurse practitioners. So I had a patient, she insisted on me seeing her. And she would call me all day. I said, ma'am, I don't take your insurance. I can't see you. She called me day and night. Figure this out on my own. I told her on my own, I said, hey, I said, the same way you call me, call your insurance company. I'm like, and where are them? And tell them that you want me on your panel, on your card, and you want me to be your provider. You guys, within 2 weeks, she said, Miss Fels, you my doctor now. They put my whole name. I got to get a picture of me. She put my whole name on her insurance card. So, of course, that was monumental for me because you just denied me 3 weeks ago. But I guess she worried the mess out of them. They put my name as a primary care provider, a nurse practitioner. So that was pretty big. And guess what, you all? Now she switched to Humana. We went through all of that. I said, I don't take Humana. So I told her the other day, I said, hey, call Humana and call them the same way you call me. I bet you they'll put me on your insurance. So let's wait and see. So who is this for? So, like I said, we are Part B providers. Any of these people can submit claims on their own. chiropractors, social workers, dietitians, nurse practitioners, physicians, physician assistants. Is respiratory on here? Respiratory therapist, maybe speech pathologist, any kind of clinic. That's another tip. Pharmacies, physical therapy, occupational therapy. If you know any of your friends, cohorts, they can start their own seeing patients and bill on their own. They don't have to go through a company. And guess what? Once you learn billing, it's so much that you can do. Got some examples. Telehealth. Think about it. Once you learn billing, all you need for telehealth is a telephone. So let's say you set up, just say tomorrow you got somebody want to see you. You give them the website, you give them the telephone number. Once you learn billing, all you are changing is that location. You don't even need a building for telehealth. And you can bill and submit a claim for that patient. It's a whole list of stuff. Think about annual wellness visits. It's once a year on your Medicare patients. I've heard they pay $200, $250 a piece. You just got to know the right codes to submit. Chronic care management. There's nothing wrong with buying the courses, and because I'm going to start doing it. I need the software to make sure it's documented right. But once you know the code, then you can submit those claims for chronic care management. That's when you make a phone call to your patient, at least once a month. Get paid. Hey, that's a work at home job for somebody. Respiratory. You can go in the home, set up their nebulizers. Of course, COVID testing. That's the way to go. Set up a flu clinic at a church. Once you know the code, you can submit that, which that may be next. So ways that you can skip billing. Just say this is too much, but this course or this what I'm teaching you can help you. Just for instance, let me get an example. Because this came to me the other day. I had a patient. She said, I haven't had a pap smear in so long. Think about it, the doctors are old. They don't want to do it. Guess what, you guys? You could go into a doctor's office, offer him, hey, let me do pap smears here one day a month. It's one doctor. Let him set up 10 people per month. Guess what? Don't you worry about doing the billing. You give him an invoice. You already know the code because they already billing. Why recreate something? He already got billers. You gonna give him the code, give him an invoice. He or she, or nurse practitioner, pays you up front. Just say you might charge $100 a patient. You're gonna give them an invoice. Hey, let them get their money from the insurance company. You're not submitting to the insurance company. You let the provider do it. That's another way around it. So good news, things are changing. I don't think you can be a nurse visit anymore. That was the thing I would promote. RNs, you can set up blood pressure clinics, or you could do COVID clinics where you can submit a nurse visit. A nurse visit was like 99213. I don't think they're allowing nurse visits anymore. We'll check on that. Like I said, you may need a medical director or collaborating physician now. I don't think they're allowing nurse visits. It must be a nurse practitioner or MD. If you have one, that's your way around that. How do you know what to charge for? You look at fee schedules. I literally go, Medicare is a good resource. You go to the insurance website, it's a good resource. Find out your fee schedule. What do you charge? Claim form 1500 is what, no matter what software you use, it's going to come back on that same form. Uniformity. No matter what you use, it's going to look the same. And guess what? Once you set up those templates, it's going to, and find out what works, guess what? You do it again. Find out what works, and do it. Roster billing is what got me in the game with COVID. I was able to submit like 20 patients on one form as a mass immunizer. So that helped me get my numbers in the system where it recognized me, and you're putting like a certain number of patients. You're able to bill for them at one time. So roster billing is the way to go. You can do that for flu shot, shingle shot. That's what I'm thinking about, setting up a clinic in a doctor's office. Find you a pharmacy that does not offer vaccines. Say, hey, I can come in here and provide you vaccines for your customers. So who do you submit claims to? I never knew this. They don't teach us this. I had to find out on my own. You can go to the actual insurance website, their portals. You can find a clearinghouse. I mean, hey, I don't have one that I market for. You can Google one. Or your EMR. Think about if you're already doing charting in an EMR, then it's easy to submit and just submit a claim. Tricks and treats is to still get a collaborating position. Even if you are in a state that's independent, it is what it is. Insurance companies like to see that position. They will sometimes deny you as a nurse practitioner. Get a collaborating position and you can get your foot in the door a little bit better. So it's 3 steps. You got to do your business first. Then you got to do your collaborating position. Then you got to do yourself. So it may take a month to get its steps. So start today. Resources I use, it's okay to use free stuff. The insurance portal is going to have webinars. Medicare has resources. I use Facebook. I learn stuff every day. Google. It literally helped me the other day with the claim because I was trying to find out how to put in the NDC code. And I literally Googled NDC code and it helped me. YouTube has plenty of resources as well. So start today. Trick or treat. Use your home address. I started out mobile. This is a good tip. Mobile is actually, you can do so much more. If your city license and county license says that you are mobile, think about it. What I just said, how you go to different doctor's offices. Go to a pop-up shop. You don't have one address. You put down that you are mobile. I know some people say don't do it, but I've been doing it for a while. I haven't had any problems. Anybody trying to come to my home address, we got something for them if they try to come there. But I've never had a problem. So now is the time. First of all, it's the end of the year. Think about when our license expirations change and stuff. You got to do the paperwork all over again. Get it in for the end of the year. We are still in a public health emergency. You know, we get a little leeway with that for providers that are signing up. It says it may end in January, but you get a whole another year after January as a public health emergency. COVID is not going anywhere. Let's use it to our advantage. Here it is right here. This is Medicare. They are offering temporary privileges. They actually have a provider enrollment hotline that they do. They have a provider enrollment open house that they do. It says the first Tuesday of every month. That's getting with Medicare. Once your name is in with Medicare, I know some people opt out and like to do cash pay, but I couldn't imagine, because even with prescriptions, if you're not with Medicare, then your prescriptions may be knocked out. Hope this is motivating you delayed but not denied. So yeah, some of your stuff gonna get kicked out. If you're missing a check mark, missing a signature, they'll kick you out. But hey, we got time. That's why you starting early. Notice I haven't put malpractice insurance on here. Notice that. You may not even have seen a patient, but start on this. Once you see a patient, you know you need malpractice insurance. So I've been in business since 2014. So that's a good point. So in 2014, I started out as mobile. And so been doing mobile. I got into my brick and mortar in 2019. I literally probably submitted my first claim in 2019, just teaching myself. I had a full-time job, but I would stand behind the builders, and I try to find out what software they would use. Of course, they won't tell you. Which it probably don't mean no harm. You have to think about it. When people train to do a job, they don't know computers. They just know, hey, I click this button and I go here and submit a claim. But I studied them. I would stand behind them, and I figured out. So a good point. I would literally see what they did when they had lab work or a B12 shot or a steroid shot. I would copy that same process and submit the claim. So yeah, it was a lot of time, but fine. Like I said, COVID helped because, like you said, we looked at it today. I probably gave 1,000 shots, so we still trying to put in COVID vaccines from last year. So I say, it's good for me because I'm starting out. But if you got a high volume, there's nothing wrong with getting a biller. Well, like I told you, if I got to do this, if I got to do that, I can do it. I can do all that myself. Don't get me wrong. I train my biller, and they get paid very well, but it's still nothing like when you got control over it and you know what's wrong versus the biller. It may get lost in the system. So I'm going to offer, that's what I say. That's way ahead. So we're doing free sessions for now. I got, like I said, I got a lot of ideas for just starting a business. Guess what? I had zero overhead starting out. I started out mobile. I literally used my cell phone, which I had pictures of even in my business now, my cell phone number is on the wall. Fax numbers you can get for free. If you don't want to use your home address, you can use our postal, $9.99 a month. I did my own credentialing. Like I said, they're going to kick stuff back. Once I got my Medicare letter, built up my confidence, things like, wow, that's just for your business. Then you got to go back and do it for your physician, and you have to go do it for yourself. I say unlimited. I have to figure out how I can keep all of my stuff in Zoom. I can get you to submit a claim in 30 days. Think about it. If you got all of your numbers, you can go to Humana. You can go to United Healthcare's website today. Sign up for assets. Do you know you can submit a claim? All they can do is deny you. And they'll tell you why. I think, like I said, United Healthcare had flat out told me no. But it's weird how insurances work. You'll learn it. I learned that even with uninsured, it goes through United Healthcare. We have Viva in Alabama. Viva's a part of Medicaid. It's weird because I don't take Medicaid. Just haven't tried. I need to, but I haven't had time to do it. So like the page, Dr. Shishi NP. Like I said, I learned on my own. And I really enjoy it. Just a challenge. I'm busy. I'm tired. I probably eventually may get a biller, but I don't trust them, really. Because they're like it. See how he is. If it wasn't for me just going back, it could be simple things like, a lowercase q instead of a capital Q, or and you be like, wow, is that the only thing was wrong? And I'll resubmit it, and it comes back, and they direct deposit. So I hope you learned something, and just keep in touch, and I'll try to keep posting things on the page, and we'll do it again next week. Oh, you're welcome. All right. Well, you enjoy the rest of your night.